Javier, what would you do?
Well, I can tell you one thing. Just by looking at it, I did see the video, and I believe if I'm not mistaken, this is the video where the floor finish applicator goes on ceramic tile. But again, safety things like what he's looking at. First of all, he's applying a solution that concentrated solution onto the floor ahead of time. He's pre-soaking it, which that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. In certain situations, the ceramic tile is it can be in bad shape and stuff like that, especially when trying to get into the grout line and all that stuff. But I think with a lot of the machines that we have today, especially the ones where this particular step is not necessarily needed. You have your solution.
He's got too big of a section done.
Yeah, well, that's true too, Bobby. He's trying to do too much all at one time, and then of course, your solution is getting dry or actually
drying out,
setting on one side to where the other one is going back down. So yeah, I wouldn't necessarily agree with that part of it either. But I think that what he's doing, and I noticed that if you look at the video, I don't see where there is any vacuum on this machine that he's using. So he's got a squeegee on the back part, but I don't see where it's actually picking up anything. It's just spreading it around. So
I think he's just doing a double scrub on it.
I think you're right, Don. Now that I look at it again, it is a double scrub, I think. But I mean, it is going back to what we were talking about. I guess it's the old way of doing things, but I put it this way: the saturating the floor and all that stuff. I personally don't think it's a necessity, especially with the scrubbers that.
Well, I'm curious. Is he scrubbing that floor?
I don't know, David. Correct me on that if you think I'm wrong or.
Well, I think what they're doing is degreasing a dining room floor.
Yeah, I don't. I was going to say he's not stripping that floor. He's degreasing it.
Right. My question is, what about?
He will be stripping it next year.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's the thing is what about safety here? Should he been wearing different shoes or?
Oh, yeah, he's wearing booties for sure.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He's walking all through that degreaser. He cleaned it up.
It got clean.
I don't know if you teach this or not, Dave, but degreaser is kind of made from the same ingredients as stripper is. Stripper is just a stronger version, and that stuff will seep right through rubber, soles and shoes.
Oh, there's a bucket with a liner again.
Yeah, you got that going for you.
Got the bucket liner out there. Look at that. He's gonna.
Oh, there's a wax on the baseboard.
Pretty sure that's a cotton mop.
Yeah.
Here's the issue I have. I used to have a restaurant, and trust me, the grease in the back always makes its way to the front.
Mm-hmm.
Those quarry tile floors are made to absorb a good bit of that grease and be non-slip, even in a slippery environment.
So would you be applying this much finish on it, Don? Would you be applying finish on it like this?
Hell no, I'm trying to tell you why. If you put finish on it, it no longer absorbs anything, everything, all the grease and stuff that walks out of the back of the kitchen to the front, which all the wait staff does that. And at night, they'll take the greasy mop from the back of the house and come out and mop this floor with that greasy mop, and it's all going to lay on that surface. And in about 3 days' time, that thing will be as slick as ice. You can't keep it clean. Double time, when they go to clean that floor, guess what they use? Degreaser. You know what degreaser does to floor finish? It removes it. It's just stupidity all
maybe
around.
they'll get the footprint out of it.
This guy's going to make a really pretty floor for the owner, and the owner's going to go, man, that looks pretty. And then 3 weeks later, he's going to hate that.
Bobby, what was it you said?
I said maybe when they use the degreaser, they'll get the footprint out of it.
The footprint, yeah, I noticed that too.
That too, yeah. It's never a good thing. They can make it shiny because the owner says, I want this floor shiny, and nobody has enough training or skill to explain to the owner, no, you don't want this floor shiny. Because I've had to explain that to folks before. My customers even, they go, I want this floor shiny. I had to explain it here just 3 weeks ago. I was trying to explain to a guy with a quarry tile floor. Dude, you can't put finish on there. You got to deal with it.
Oh, you mean those footprints?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're pretty.
So that goes to a previous conversation where Javier was talking about if the customer requests to put it on the baseboards, that he educates them and talks them into out of that.
Yeah, you got to explain to them the long-term effect.
Yeah.
You really want to do
That's
this?
too bad because they got a heck of a job next time.
Oh, they won't have it. they won't even be in business.
Oh.
Well, think of the contractor, all the work that they did, to get this. Javier, your point was, they put the product on there. They manually scrubbed it. They auto scrubbed it. They vacuumed it. I'm sure they rinsed it. And they spent the money and the time to put the finish on there. Yeah. Think of all of that for what? Don, you're saying 3 days.
No, 3 or 4 days of mopping that floor with the kitchen cleaning agents. They probably have somebody's cleaning system in the back, and it's got all kinds of alkalinity in it to be able to cut the grease of the kitchen. And they drag that stuff out front all the time. Even the finest restaurants that I go into, they all do it. They can't stop their employees at 2 o'clock in the morning or 11 o'clock at night or whenever it is they shut down that restaurant. They can't stop the employees and train them well enough to go get a clean mop and clean the front of the house with that. I've had people put color coding in and do all that, and you just can't stop. At the end of the day, those boys and girls are tired, and they want to go home, and all they want to do is mop the floor because they're supposed to and get the heck out of there.
Javier, I want to come back to you, though. You're the contractor here. I teach in class, as I see it, not every client that has an opportunity needs to be my customer. Would I think that this would be what I need to do? Is this the reputation I want to put out? As I see it, if I were a contractor, I'd say no.
If I was a contractor, I would say absolutely no, Dave. To your point, I mean, it's trying to get the customer to understand the right way to do this. But if I were showing this video to a customer, for example, of what we're discussing, I would say no, because on top of, it's the skill set. It's on top of the extra work that this gentleman is going through and everything else that's going through. And especially with the advancements that we have in different machines and different things and techniques today, I would definitely say, hey, look, this is not, to me, the icing on the cake though, and I would say no is floor applicator on tile floor. I'm sorry, finish on tile floor just ain't gonna cook. But and that's what I would tell my customer. I would say, look, I don't care how shiny you want the floor, but first of all, this is the ceramic tile / terracotta tile, that type of thing. It's not supposed to be shiny anyway. But if they're hell bent on it, I would say, well, it's not something that we would do, and I wouldn't even want to take on that job.
And I think that was my point when I saw it, is I'm like, this is where I'd say no, because it's back to your point, Don, it's not a safe floor. I'm connected with that as a contractor. I've now made a floor that is not safe, and I wouldn't want to do it. That's as I see it.
Yeah, and a good lawyer would have a field day with that.
Oh, yeah.
Well, folks, hey, if you have a comment, or if you think you're the one to do this, or maybe you're the one doing it, let us know what you think here at Jim Supply. Follow us, subscribe, share it. Let's find out what everybody else thinks.